Hi, good evening. My name is Jason, and tonight we're going to talk a little bit about coloring meerschaums and some related things. The meerschaum I'm about to light up, well, let me see if I can light this up first. I knew I should have brought another lighter. It's like a cannon. Let me relight it here. Alright, this pipe is a meerschaum from 1912. So somebody's been smoking that since 1912, and I'm smoking it now. See if I can do a little slower. You can see how in some areas it's just chocolate brown on the bottom. Let me see if we can get that to you. It's not a very big pipe, but it's an eagle talon holding an egg, kind of traditional. And again, the bottom and around the some of the sides, just absolutely deep, dark chocolate brown. And I light this up once in a while. Tonight doesn't seem to be one of the nights. This stem is made of pure amber. We'll get a shot of there. I'm pretty sure it's the original stem too. Amber, it's a clouded amber, which they traditionally use for stems. Very, very expensive today to buy. We'll get into the amber stems in a moment. Meerschaum, if you're new to coloring pipes and meerschaums, this is a cigar, for a big cigar meerschaum holder, and that's about the way they generally look, although this has been smoked and is starting to get a little pink color to it when you first start smoking them. And meerschaum, which is really magnesium silicate, they first started making around 1723. They discovered it and started making it, other than maybe some caveman we don't know about. Also, they pull a lot of meerschaum out from Tanzania in Africa today. Almost all the meerschaum they've used for pipe smoking over the years has come from Eskişehir, Turkey. They have, if you've never seen it, there's like about 50,000 craters there. It looks like the moon. And they go down still in there. It's kind of dangerous work, and chip away and chip the harder rock around there and pull out chunks of meerschaum. It's like pulling gold out of a wall. That's why I guess they call it white gold. But the Tanzania meerschaum is much harder. You'd think that would be a plus, but it does not color near as well as the other from Eskişehir, Turkey. So I'm not sure when they first started using Tanzania, but I remember them starting to make pipes from Tanzania. Oh, maybe in the around 1965, 1970 or so, and it's harder, and it's just not as good a meerschaum for pipes, although it depends on what you're going to use it for. Handling meerschaums, I see all kinds of videos. Again, if you haven't been to our site before, I've been collecting and specializing in meerschaum for about 47 years, since I was real young, and you hear, if you get 10 experts in a room on coloring meerschaums and handling them, and that includes pipe companies and meerschaum companies, if you get 10 experts in a room, you're going to get 11 different opinions on how to do it and what to do and what not to do. I can only tell you from coloring it over the years that a number of things I do, regardless of what the traditional thought about it is, that has worked pretty darn well for me over the years, and I have some beautiful pipes. One of the things is that some of the... Well, let me go back a little bit. Let me light this up a second. About the time I started collecting, a few people were still doing what they used to do many years ago, and that is cut a piece of chamois out when you bought a meerschaum and put it around a meerschaum and sew it on. You'd take it off 2, 3, 5, 10 years later, and you had a nice colored meerschaum. They thought that was part of the coloring process. it's kind of crazy. In fact, I think it impeded the coloring. It would just hold it in there, and I think the chamois would just soak some of the wax out of there, and it didn't color as well as it could have colored. So most people don't do that these days. I have never done it. And anyway, that's the part about chamois. If you read back, you'll see people talking about cutting a piece of chamois out for their meerschaum pipe. Maybe they still do it somewhere. I'm not aware of it. We were talking about handling of meerschaums. They say don't handle your meerschaum pipe. A lot of books do, and a lot of companies have over the years. It's a pipe. This is a hobby. This is not handling, I don't know, money at Fort Knox. This is supposed to be enjoyable. So I have a theory. I smoke my pipes and my meerschaum pipes and some that are very expensive everywhere. If you lose one over the years, okay, that's the way it goes. You're just borrowing it anyway in this life anyway. So I even smoke them. You can laugh. Meerschaum pipes and sometimes antique ones while I'm walking around out in the pool. Just have a good time with them and be as careful as you can. As far as handling them, I've colored some that are absolutely fantastic that I have always handled my meerschaum pipes. I'm holding this one now. You can see how it's colored over the years. I just don't even understand it. Just make sure your hands are clean. Make sure you don't take your meerschaum and smoke it too hot. You shouldn't be smoking too hot anyway. That's another theory about them smoking too hot and the wax only coloring down at the bottom because you smoked it too hot. I've never found that to be true. I've even had some that, when I did know better, smoked very hot when I was younger, and the top it was real hot. In fact, where you'd expect the wax to drain down at the bottom is the place where it colored. So I found over the years that usually they color out to the thinnest part, and you know, I have my own theory on that. As you're smoking a pipe, if you load it up all the way to the top, all the smoke that you have in there is coming all the way through the pipe and out through the stem. So all of the bowl is, you're smoking and the smoke is coming through. If you're halfway through a pipe, all the smoke is still coming out the bottom, but maybe not at the top. So more smoke comes out through the bottom part anyway. And even having said that, sometimes out at the very small parts like this, they color very beautifully, and sometimes first because they're thinner. And another thing about meerschaum pipes is about having char in the bowl. Some companies say you can smoke it from the first time and it's great and you don't need, and you can wipe them out, and I never have done that. I love the char in the bowl. Smokes much better. If you have a meerschaum not smoking well, trust me, put some char, kind of a conical shape is what you're looking for, and smoke it. The char in the bowl acts in all pipes like the grates and things in a fireplace. It acts to funnel the smoke and make it smoke better. So that's just the way I've done it over the years, and you might give it a try. Let's see here, stems. In the old days, a lot of the very valuable meerschaums used amber stems, and they have they're very expensive if you've not had one before. Instead of clouded amber, they've now in the modern times gone to things like lucite and plastic type things, and in fact they're a little softer on your teeth. They actually in many cases are much better. They won't break as easy and so on. Amber is, you can almost not tell it apart. There are ways to do it, but if you have an amber stem and a plastic stem, but on your teeth they're a little more glass-like, and if you drop it, and I've done this, I hate to admit it, I've dropped amber stems and they've split in 3 sections, which we're able to put right back together, but they actually split like a piece of glass, boom, 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 and they're just not as practical and extraordinarily expensive today, with most of it coming out of Russia. Let's see, what else we had? On tenons, little push-pull tenons that they have in pipes. If you come across them, a lot of the older ones all had screw type, where you screwed it in. Never force it until it seats. Some of them are kind of cockeyed a little bit, you know what I mean, on an angle. Smoke it just that way and never force it, because you can crack your meerschaum doing that. After a while, it'll just naturally kind of seat in there till it straightens on out. So that's another thing I would advise you to do. That's pretty much it for tonight. and I hope you've picked up some tips. And we hope, before I burn myself up, we hope that you get a chance to comment and have a few words either way, or questions. It just makes it more fun for all of us. And well, I like this pipe up from 1912 and try not to break the amber stem. We'll have some more coming up very shortly. I guess we'll say goodnight to you.